Bonsoir à tous. Good evening. I'm Bertrand. Welcome to the Institut Français. I'm Bertrand Buchwalter. I'm the director of the Institut, and I'm very pleased to introduce tonight this special event on the occasion of the World Music Day, on the occasion of la Fête de la Musique that we celebrate in France and throughout the world every 21st of June. We are slightly, we are 2 days late. And tonight we'll have a special evening because tonight we will disclose the results of our competition, French pop video competition, and we will also attend a concert live together with the French singer Clémentine March and our musicians. And this concert will be followed by a Q&A between David McKenna, journalist, and Clémentine March. Thank you very much, Clémentine and David, for being with us tonight. So, but let's start with the French pop video competition. It's a competition that has been going on for a few years now, and it is a very special competition, and it is a very original one. The principle is quite straightforward. School and participating schools and pupils are sending us an original French song in French. It's not a cover; it's an original song with original lyrics, and they have to send us a video clip where they perform this original song. This year we have 61 participating schools, primary and secondary schools, from across all the foundations of the UK. So it was a resounding success. And over the last 3 years, it's more than 1,500 pupils did take part in this competition. I would also like to seize this opportunity to thank our education team, dear Lucia and Benoit, maybe watching us from Brittany, and all the team and also our communication team for organizing this event. I would like also to thank our partners and sponsors, and first and foremost the Francophonie UK, Collective Francophonie UK, comprised of several countries and participating bodies, Canada, Quebec, Bruxelles Wallonie International, Monaco, Switzerland, and Tunisia. But we have also other sponsors, TV5 Monde, les Alliances françaises du Royaume-Uni, l'Association for Language Learning, Network for Languages Southwest, Roots into Languages, and NICILT. But now let's look at the videos who made it which were qualified for the national final. Loïc, it's up to you.
Bonjour, ça va. 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 Comme si, comme si. I'm telling the virus, I'm on my way to les continents.
On va aller à l'étranger, on en a marre de rester chez nous.
J'ai toujours voulu être comme une fleur qui grandit chaque fois que le nuage pleure.
On est maintenant au 3e confinement, ça devient vraiment barbant.
Je ne peux pas voir mes amis. Je suis coincée avec ma famille. On n'est pas confiné.
Il y a la joie, la gratitude et l'espoir.
Congratulations to all the participants, and now it's time to announce the winners. And I'm joined today by Violette Joliet from the Swiss Embassy in London, who will represent our partners of the Francophonie UK group, and Clémentine March. But Violette, up to you.
Does it work? Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Violette Joliet, and I'm the assistant to the ambassador of Switzerland, and I'm proudly representing the Francophonie UK group tonight. So, first of all, I would like to thank the Institut Français for having me here tonight. And on behalf of the group, I would like to congratulate you all for all the great work you have done on your songs. And it was just amazing. And it's a really wonderful tribute to the French language. So many thanks and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Violette. And now it's time to announce the winners. And we will start with you, Violette.
Yes, we will start with me. So just a second. So, in the 16-18-year-old category, the winner is J'en ai marre by Hereford Cathedral School, Midlands. Congratulations.
Good evening.
Oui.
Nous habitons dans une maison pour 5 personnes avec 2 chiens et un chat. Après des heures enfermées dans la maison, j'en ai marre de ma famille. Y a ma sœur et mon frère et par moi, y a mon père et ma mère et puis voilà, je les adore mais des fois coincés dans une maison qu'avec eux, j'aimerais qu'ils partent un peu. J'en ai marre, j'en peux plus, j'en peux plus, j'en ai marre, j'en peux plus.
Good evening. And on the category 12-15 years old, the best video is Au revoir confinement by Sex Exworth School East. Well done to them.
Congratulations. And now I have to announce the winners in the 7 to 11-year-old category. Let me open the envelope. And the winner is UP by Saint Jérôme Bilingual School in London.
Oui, 2020, un terrible virus a envahi tous les continents. Mais maintenant, grâce à beaucoup de gens, il y a de l'espoir. Et on va bientôt tous se revoir. Youpi! Depuis 2020, un terrible virus a envahi tous les continents. Mais maintenant, grâce à beaucoup de gens, on va bientôt tous se revoir. Alors, on dit merci. On met ça. Alors, on dit merci. Oh, professeur.
Bravo, bravo. And I'm all the more happy to announce those winners that we are joined tonight by Saint-Jérôme Bilingual School, who are with us tonight together. And I would like to welcome Isabella and Zion, who've joined us, together with Nadine Chadier and with the director of Saint-Jérôme Bilingual School, Mr. Norris. Welcome to the Institut Français. We are delighted and congratulations for this victory. Really, watching the video, I had made me really yes. No, congratulations. And we are all the more happy because Saint-Jérôme Bilingual School is one of the schools which was awarded the Label France Éducation, which is awarded to schools that are teaching partly in French, like a bilingual curriculum. And this label, France Éducation, is really like a token of appreciation and for the excellence of the education provided in the school. And we are delighted that you are with us tonight. Congratulations again to you and to all those who take part to this competition, to the teachers, and to all the participating pupils who are online, I think, with us tonight. So each winning video will receive a national book token voucher for a value of £100 and also a tablet offered by TV5 Monde. Violette, we have some other news to announce.
We would like to add something. And also the jury would like to give a special mention to two schools, two videos, which did not win, but which we wanted to commend for their quality of work. And they are Je chanterai de joie by Saint Cecilia Church of England School and La Jardinière by the Royal Latin School. Congratulations to you. And finally, the jury would like also to thank 3 French pop teachers of the year and for their hard work promoting the competition to their pupils and other teachers. And they are Miss Susie Bowell, Miss Sophie Metro, and Miss Sylvia Basilius. And they will all get a bag of TV5 Monde teaching resources. So congratulations to all and thank you.
Thank you very much, Violette. And now, and again, let me join you in congratulating all the pupils, all the teachers, and all the participating school. It is truly a unique competition, the French video pop competition, and we'll continue to expect many participants next year in the competition. I don't know a competition like this in our network, so it's really. But without further ado, now let me leave the floor to Clémentine March and our musicians for tonight's live concert. And thank you for the audience also who join us, today on site. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Good evening, everybody. So this is the second part of this evening's events. I'm delighted to be back here at the Institut Français. Last time it was online but no audience, so it's amazing to actually have an audience here. I'm sure it's amazing for the musicians too. I don't know when it was the last time you played to a live audience. So hello to everybody here in the room and online. We're going to have this very special performance from Clémentine and her band. It's not her usual band. We've got some special guests tonight and we're going to talk about that afterwards. And also there are some Clémentine March originals, but 2 covers in this set, a classic and a more recent classic, I should say. So we'll talk more about those afterwards. But for the time being, it's my real pleasure to hand you over to Clémentine March and her band.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Bertrand. I'm saying David because his name is David, but he speaks French so well that I'm always confused. But yeah, I'm so glad to be here tonight. We are so glad to be here tonight. It's a beautiful day after a long, kind of weird new winter. I came last week, but now it's all fine. I'm going to start solo with an old composition called Sans Visage from my first album, Le Continent. And tonight, because I write in a few languages, but tonight I'm going to focus a bit more on my Frenchness, because this is a beautiful médiathèque with lots of amazing French literature, surrounded by classics, amazing books. Thank you for having us. Je voudrais bien m'enfuir de cette prison, choisir la déraison au hasard. Je trouverai une maison. Les paysages s'empilent de mille façons au fond d'un vieux wagon. Et tard, la nuit plonge à l'horizon. Tes yeux noirs comme bagages, ma mémoire aux trousses, sans visage, je poursuis ma route. Puis dans une trêve résonnent quelques instants les chants de tes enfants, apaisants. Ils résistent à l'air du temps. Les jours défilent en vagues qui vont et viennent au fond d'une falaise. On a le temps de te dire combien je t'aime. Tôt ou tard vient l'orage, je te reverrai sans doute, dans l'espoir d'un mouvement de foule. Tes yeux noirs comme bagages, ma mémoire aux trousses, sans visage, je poursuis ma route. Thank you. I'm being joined by James Howard on bass and Dimitrios Dontis on keyboard. We've been playing together for many years, and I'm very first in their band, and now they're very kindly being joining me for making music together. It's a blessing. The next song we're going to play is called Panic Attack. And it's not in French, It's taken. I just released an album called Songs of Resilience, which is kind of like personal essay on acoustic guitar. So now it's quite interesting because we're trying to develop that as a band sound. So it's the second time we're playing it tonight. I'm going to try not to be too fast. Shattered windows, a chronic panic attack. Woke me up and died. Cemeteries, gleeful names on the graves. Wildlife on the gates. On our journey, making shape of this mess, dancing on our steps. We've been lost and sad. We've been strong and proud. Cycling through the patchy roads, looking for my rose. In the papers, crisis, disease and lies. Laughing in the dark. Instant candles, nighttime prayers and wine. Standing on my spine. We've been lost and sad. We've been strong and proud. Cycling through the patchy roads, looking for my rose. Thank you. So the next song usually is a special arrangement about a cinema burning whilst playing a French film called Feu Rouge, which is the name of the song, and it's something I witnessed myself like 15 years ago. La bobine s'enflamme sur un film de Cédric Kahn. Jean-Pierre Daroussin vient juste de perdre sa femme. tram français sur la route oppressante des vacances. Sur l'écran transpirent les cauchemars d'un cadre supérieur. La société blesse, la fiction en garde l'horreur. La police enquête un incident voyageur. Le film noir s'arrête, les lendemains sont meilleurs. Mais dans la salle, on entend un bruit de fond, un frisson. Sur l'écran transpirent les cauchemars d'un cadre supérieur. La société blesse, la fiction en garde l'horreur. Sur l'écran transpirent les cauchemars d'un cadre supérieur. La société blesse, la fiction en garde l'horreur. Cadre supérieur. Garde l'horreur. Dimitrios Dantis, James Howard. There is a very different version of that song in my recorded version. It's way more different. Just in case you like the song.
If you'd like to hear it twice as fast, that's the version for you.
Okay. Ready? Want to play Elixir? Want to play Elixir?
Turn back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I just played the bass, that's all the same.
Sometimes I like asking for advice. Les panneaux solaires rendent l'âme. C'est le printemps sur mon terrain vague. Des lignes blanches se font dans le ciel. Ici, c'est le cœur qui dégèle. Le long fleuve se tord puis s'en mêle. Des bouts de terre se collent sur ma pelle. Des regrets, j'en fais une bouchée. Les remords, j'en ai soupé souper. La bataille de deux êtres qui s'aiment. Ton désordre contre mon bordel. Les regrets, j'en fais une bouchée. Les remords, j'en ai soupé. Feu de paille, construction en briques. Peu importe les risques, je rempile. La lumière glacée de tes charmes fait remuer mes entrailles. Thank you.
Invisible drummer.
So it's here. In spirit. Thank you.
You want me to be your waiter this evening?
Thank you, guys. The next song is called Into the Distance. It's a new song. We're mostly playing it for the first time, second time. Yeah, I must say, because we're in June and the concerts have kind of resumed, so it's an honor to be here, and thank you so much for having me. To everyone, Anna, Bertrand, David, Loïc, Technique Sound, Nicolas, Benoît. I'm forgetting someone, so I apologize in advance. It's just a wonderful opportunity to be back into playing in front of you. It's really a blessing, and it's very good for, I guess, for everyone, but for me, definitely. Okay, let's make some music. Into the distance, the sunshine is waiting in the sky. Blind in the mirror, the coastline is glowing by our side. A simple fever, I love you, I'm tired to be shy. Time on a silver moon, a page on an empty book. The river is shouting like a bone. The current is too strong. I was on a wooden spoon. The harvest is coming soon. The river is shouting like a bomb. The current is too strong. A simple fever, I love you, I'm tired to be shy. Blind in the mirror, the coastline is glowing by our side. Into the distance, the sunshine is waiting in the sky. Thank you very much. I would like to invite a very special friend, Rosie, Layden. Rosie playing, singing with us.
Hello.
This is an old song, a bilingual song actually, so thanks makes lots of sense here, called Le Mont Olympe or Mount Olympus. It's from my first album, Le Continent. dieux sont partis rejoindre l'infini. Le mont Olympe fleurit et nous restons blottis. Car nos corps se traînent sans savoir pourquoi. La gravité reprend ses droits.
Being born into a simple mythology, stuck in a tapestry. Let's just end this story. Drama isn't for me, isn't for you. Let's just be normal human beings. Drama isn't for me, isn't for you. Let's just be normal human beings. Et un soir d'été, le mont Olympe s'est envolé.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rosie. We are going to have another very special friend with us. She's called Agathe Max, and you may have seen her here, actually, 1 month ago. You may see her again here very soon. She's a wonderful musician, and tonight, I've been wanting to make music together with her, and tonight's the first occasion, and it's just like a kind of christening. We're going to sing, because, there is this idea of the French Fête de la Musique. Sorry, I need to talk in the mic. And, you know, in France, they play lots of covers of sometimes very cool stuff, and sometimes less so cool, but everything is cool, actually, it's fine. We're going to do a Brigitte Fontaine song called Le Gaudron. It's a really nice, such a poet. And so we're going to have Agathe on violin and Rosie on electric guitar.
Are you going to swap?
Yeah. We're going to swap guitars. And it's an improvisation, so we'll see what's going to happen. I wrote this line on the... Allons nous promener, quel bonheur d'être né. Le chemin est si beau, du berceau au tombeau. J'ai perdu mes lunettes, ça va être ma fête. Les
soldats sont partis couverts de confettis. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le monde est un jardin, tenons-nous par la main. Le chemin est si beau, du berceau au tombeau. Nous nous promènerons dans l'odeur du goudron. Dans les papiers qui traînent, blancs comme des migraines, blancs comme des mâles blancs, comme des chantiers dormants. Qu'avons-nous de beignets, de frités, de poulet? Le chemin est si beau, du berceau au tombeau. Nous irons voir flamber la ville tuméfiée. La vie est une foire, j'ai mis ma robe en noir. Mon frère est un raté car il est décédé. Allons-nous dévorer dans les hôtels meublés? Nous aurons des mégots, font-tu lavabo? À l'aube, les blessés cesseront de tousser. Nous aurons un bébé, nous l'entendrons pleurer comme de l'eau qui bout. Les enfants sont tous fous. Allons nous promener, quel bonheur d'être né. Le chemin est si beau, du berceau au tombeau. J'ai perdu mes lunettes, ça va être ma fête. Les soldats sont partis, couverts de confettis. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Le temps est un bateau, la terre est un gâteau. Thank you. Thank you, Rosie. So we're going to play another cover. So it's a French band, originally a duo. They called Alt. And they had a massive influence on me when I came to see them live for the first time in Paris, like 10 years ago. I wasn't making music at the time. And, you know, when you're trying to find your expression, like voice or what you could say, or even just wondering what you're doing with an instrument, if it's worth it, or that kind of question, you know. And they just showed me like a way of like writing songs in French that sounded quite fair to also to the influences I had, because I'm not very influenced by a French chanson, unfortunately. I mean, I don't have this culture. At home, we didn't listen much to that. So yeah, they showed me a good way. And I knew it, but I totally forgot it. But they came here, thanks to David, just slightly before the lockdown. So I totally forgot about that. So it's kind of coincidence that, yeah, one of the first shows after lockdown is yeah, I like this coincidence personally. So this song is called Les Fleurs. Which, very beautiful song, I hope you like it. J'ai mis les fleurs au congélateur en attendant ton retour qui ne vient pas et ne viendra pas. Las, je pars à l'aventure sans toi. Las, je pars à l'aventure sans toi. Sais-tu qu'une forêt, tu l'ouvres, tu la prends, il y en a mille. Que de cette forêt, les villes, nos villes ne sont jamais que des ruines. C'est fou. J'ai mis les fleurs au congélateur en attendant ton retour qui ne vient pas et ne viendra pas. Las, je pars à l'aventure sans toi. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Agathe. Thank you, James. Thank you, Demi. We're going to play a couple of songs and leave you in freedom with the match, the game. What's that?
Either match or game.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. So this song is called Éternité. It's a very new song. I never played live before. It's on my latest album, Songs of Resilience. Yeah.
Do you need that?
We say anti-sèche in French. A little help for my lyrics. J'ai vu la flamme s'enrouler sur ton âme, s'appuyer, revenir, s'en aller, se retenir. J'ai vu tes yeux se froisser et frémir, et un simple soupir se détache de ton sourire. J'ai vu les arbres se débattre dans le noir, et un simple orage qui les tarse décourage. Éternité dans un instant, sans se soucier si on a le temps. Tu il est tard, tu te fonds dans le noir. Les amours laissent des traces, il est tard, rentrons chez toi. L'année s'achève, les cadavres se relèvent, les ennuis et les joies se détachent et se succèdent. Éternité dans un instant, sans se soucier si on a le temps. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a blessing to be here. We're going to play the last song.
J'ai longtemps cru dériver sur des cendres, un frêle esquif, tout seul au monde. Quand les matins blêmes criaient c'est novembre, j'ai pris les voiles, quittant les landes. Je voudrais vivre sur une montagne, là-haut je soignerai mon écho. Mais les voyages prirent l'avantage entre deux eaux. Les tourbillons sont mélodieux, les escales tombent à point nommé, les amours se confondent au jeu, loin du continent. La peur s'agite au bout de quelques milles, quelques à-coups, comme dans la vie. Les requins rôdent, le navire cherche son rythme, et quand vient l'aube, la neige surgit. Les glaciers ont percé très vite, je croyais qu'ils avaient fondu. Après des premiers temps magiques, tout est revenu. Je ne faisais que revivre un songe, toujours la même histoire toxique. Une fugue qui cherche tous ses points de fuite, loin du continent. c'est le continent.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Agathe, James, Timmy, and Rosie. Thank you everyone for having us, and have a lovely evening. Yeah, we're going to have a little chat with David. Thank you guys. Stay with us, it's going to be very nice.
While Clémentine gets a mic, maybe just another round of applause for a fantastic set.
Thank you.
Oh, could have some water as well. Is there a spare bottle going?
Yeah, there's a bottle over there.
I hope you all enjoyed the feedback. Oh, brilliant. Oh, yes, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah, just get someone later. It's fine in here. Oh, yeah, let's go for that. I'll just down the bottle. So yeah, I know the match has started, but we'll have a chat for a little bit. Yeah, thanks for being here. Is this your first gig since the sort of lockdown, or have you done anything prior to this?
So my first, we did a show last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? Or Sunday after, before? Last Sunday. We played our first show as a full band in a lovely venue called Paper Dress Vintage in Hackney. It felt very, very interesting as a feeling to be back amongst people.
It's a small space as well, isn't it?
It's small, but it's quite, it feels spacious at the same time. Like, it's very pleasant, and it has a vibe, definitely. And yeah, we played 2 sets actually, because due to the restrictions, you can't have too many people at the same time. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
Okay, and tell us a bit. So you mentioned the band members. So you've got 2 members here of, it's Blue House, isn't it, the band?
Yeah.
I believe that's right, yeah.
Yeah, we played together in James's amazing songwriting project called Blue House, and yeah, with amazing musicians as well.
And then the special guests, as we mentioned, we've got Rosie over there, and Agathe as well.
Agathe.
So
yeah.
did you play with Agathe at Paper Dress Vintage as well?
No, first time ever.
First time ever, okay.
Yeah, we've been friends, and I've been wanting to record new music with her, and so I felt it was a great occasion to like have a proper meetup, like musically speaking, instead of like showing up in the studio and like, what can you do? So yeah, that's more pleasant to improvise and make music this way.
Yeah, it felt, with all of you on stage, it felt like a bit of a happening for the Brigitte Fontaine cover. That was great. And also, am I right, Le Continent set was a lot trancier than it is on the album.
Yeah, the album is very reduced. I think in the album we edited a bit of jam we had in the studio, but the album was conceived to be a bit of snippets of like 13 different moments. So the song is very reduced. So it's one of the songs which I really enjoy playing because it expands on stage, and it's quite important to have those moments as well, I guess. Oh,
yeah, because I didn't recognise it at first, and then suddenly you go, okay, it clicks. So you played with Blue House, and you also played with other people. I know you played with Julien Gasque, who's a French sort of musician and songwriter who's part of the brilliant Aqua Serge, if you don't know them. And you played in Snapped Ankles for a while, who were doing quite well, wearing a big fluffy suit on stage.
I imagine now with this fluffy suit, right now, like,
it would be
very hot.
But you must have played some hot gigs, because you're playing bass, weren't you?
Yeah,
I think,
I'm not playing. I'm not playing at the moment with them.
Yeah.
They're starting up. Like, they have a new album coming up next week or 2 weeks' time. It's going to be great. Yeah.
But so you were playing in various bands. At what point did you decide that it was going to be you? You needed to put your own project first.
Yeah, it's a good question. I guess it's those moments where you need to sit down a little bit and you do your homework, and sometimes you can feel a bit overwhelmed by lots of things happening in your life, and it's a bit frustrating because sometimes you need to say no as well, like in order to do things for yourself. and it's easier to carry on the same boat. So yeah, every time. So yeah, I just try to, I don't know, develop what I could do with my own sensitivity and yeah, and also being here is quite interesting because I'm French, as you may have noticed. And
really,
yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, like having to communicate in another language as well, and like it's very stimulating as well. Like using another like English, and I don't know. I don't make too many theories around that, but you know what I mean. It's overly stimulating as well.
But you had that classic thing that some French musicians have of finding it harder to express yourself in French in music than in English, or not?
No, I never had that. I'm lucky in that matter. I don't want to make any polemical statement, but I always found a bit difficult the idea of being from a country and not using your language. I mean, there are good English-speaking people in France, but I don't understand the French with that. Like they have a kind of weird complex of inferiority with the language. It's super weird, and I'm saying that the most like freely is because I never really listened to French music myself as a child. Or my mother grew up in Asia, so she was listening to the Beatles and Beach Boys and stuff like that. My dad a bit more classical, but I never was intrigued or interested that much in French chanson, but at the same time, it's just my native language. I don't understand even why it couldn't be used. I don't get it.
So what was it? You mentioned you did the cover of Alt as well, Les Fleurs.
Yeah.
What was it? And thank you for mentioning that they played here before lockdown as well, which was great. What was it about the way they write songs in French that sort of convinced you that there could be something for you?
Well, I think because there is this beautiful alchemy between the literary playfulness of the lyrics, but also they never, like, it's always about music and its melodies, and it's not like showcasing your amazing literary taste on songs. It's also like writing in beautiful melodies. You can hum the song in your shower without knowing anything that you're talking about. It works, and I found like very miraculous, like to have. And also they have a kind of cringiness, not cringiness, but a lot of edginess, which I totally share. So they're not like a clean sounding band, which I kind of. Actually, I could try, but I think I'll never achieve that. So let's not try it. And so it's rare as well in France because usually things are quite sleek, a bit like sophistiqué. So I kind of like the idea of like having like two punks like making amazing melodies, and her voice is great, Eloise's voice, and I wouldn't say, it's beautiful influence, yeah.
And you played Feu Rouge Rouge, sorry, my pronunciation, from the first album, which you mentioned the story before on stage, but you were in a cinema in Brazil, is that right?
Yeah, almost there. I was in Argentina.
Argentina. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I was watching at the time where they still were playing films with real 35 millimeters, like real. And it was a film, it's a French film called Feu Rouge as well, from the early 2000s, and they were playing it at that cinema. And the film is an absolute, like, it's so stressful. It's a thriller with a couple, and one of them have a serious problem with alcohol, but he's driving a motorway, and they're having a row with his wife, played by Carole Bouquet. And it's really like you don't want to be there. It's like and something bad is going to happen, but you don't know what. And then all of a sudden, I was in that venue, in that theater, old theater in central Buenos Aires, and the whole theater blew up like in flames because there was the projector behind that got burned. So on the screen, at the same moment where they were on the highway, the guy is massively drunk, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to watch that. And you have the screen like blowing at you, like, oh. And it was such a, I mean, you can't not put that in a song.
No, absolutely. And the way you did it tonight, slowed down. I mean, as you said, you're not very influenced by French chanson. That was maybe the most chanson-like thing I've ever heard you do.
Well, actually, it's courtesy of these wonderful people because they arranged that for me. It said, "Oh yeah, you should do a French chanson."
Okay, it was deliberate. Then.
Yeah, yeah. But it wasn't me. All the credits go to them.
They're trying to put you in a box. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Now, also, Le Continent was your first album on Lost Map. It's got the same label as Rosie.
Excellent.
As well, yeah. An excellent
good friend still.
Scottish label. And you've done, so during lockdown, you recorded a second album.
Yes.
With Songs of Resilience.
Yeah.
And you played a few songs from that tonight, including, the first one's called Panic Attack, which maybe gives an idea of the mood.
Yeah, well, it's me. It's just, I'm not the most zen person in the universe, but yeah, I guess it's all linked to all these weird feelings. I mean, during lockdown, it would be a bit, I'm not the only one.
No, all the French pop video competition songs were kind of similarly lockdown themed.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to being able to sing this song maybe later in my life without, I mean, hopefully less panic attacks, but still not only relying to the COVID thing, so it's not like literal, but yeah, obviously it had something to do with this, the times we are in.
And what happened? Did you say to yourself, right, I've got all this time, so I should write some songs, or do you think it was just the circumstances that made you do that?
So there were two things. The first one is that I had this fantasy of doing an acoustic guitar album in my life. It's because I'm very influenced by an album by Caetano Veloso, the Brazilian singer, who made an album in the 80s. He was asked by this American label called Non-Such to break through the American market, and to do that, they asked him to do kind of like strip, like what they call unplugged in the 90s versions of his like Tropicalian hits. But I didn't know this story at the time, so it was literally the first time I encountered his music. So I didn't know they were all really like 60s stuff rearranged for like stripped down for him. So this album for me was my entrance door to Brazilian music. And second, it's because at the time we were recording with a wonderful person who is in the audience called Toby Burrow here, who is a great producer. And we were recording what should be the next album, the third one next year, hopefully. And then lockdown arrived, and it was a bit difficult to bring, you can't ask anyone to, oh yeah, we don't care about lockdown, let's come to the studio, and like, it's a bit tricky. And so I was finding myself very frustrated, and I thought instead of binge watching stuff on Netflix, maybe I should write some music. That's why, basically.
Okay. And we should probably mention, because Solène is here as well, you took part in Musicity from Home, which was funded by the Diaphonique Anglo-French Contemporary Music Fund.
Yeah.
And you did, it was, well, can you explain what you did?
Yeah, well, first, thank you, Solène, because she was my guardian angel last year. During the first lockdown, everything was cancelled, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And she called me about writing a piece for their website. So basically, they take iconic or less relevant places of interest in London, and they ask composers or musicians to write a specific theme. And so last year she asked me to write a theme from a place I would choose. And I chose Nunhead Cemetery because it's where I live. Not in a cemetery, but I'm Gothic, but not that Gothic. And so we that's what I did, and it was really interesting because it was just like me and my MIDI keyboard and my room basically, and especially last year. So and they got funded. You got funded by Diaphonique, and that's how. Yeah, and then I got contacted a bit later by the Institut Français to come back here in April to do a Q&A as well.
Didn't you do some sort of online session as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some, what was it? It was let's write a song from scratch or something like that. It was really cool. Let's try a few chords and try to find a melody on the top of that, and which is were operate, more or less.
And this is following the French Pop Video Competition Awards. So we lined up. We've got a couple of videos of yours. So we're just going to. I know you've directed your own videos, haven't you?
Say again?
Do you direct your own things
no,
sometimes?
I did in the past, but now we have an amazing drummer called Jack Baraklov, but he's also known as being one of the most interesting music video directors from indie music in general. And he has an amazing range of things. He's very creative. So since Le Continent, since last year, a bit more than 1 year and a half, he's been in charge. So most of the time.
Yeah, to begin with, it was DIY, wasn't it? You were just doing everything yourself, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have a background in editing, so I just recollected what I could do with archives and stuff. But it's different because being an editor is quite good to have. It's quite good to find rhythm in images. That's really cool. I'm very blessed to have this knowledge, but I don't have a visual from scratch. I don't know. I wouldn't have an idea. If we created a blue thing and it would go in the air, we do some stuff. I don't know. And Jack, for example, and other directors, they have this incredible talent to summarize 2 things and just a visual hook. And then it will get you into 4 minutes of things, and something really, really great. So sometimes it's really sorry, I'm talking too fast. It's really nice to give something to someone else and ask for their vision around it.
So you like having pre-existing material to edit? That's where you feel most comfortable.
Yeah, but that's my I'm good with archives, for example, or if you give me an old footage, I'm can do some stuff with that. But yeah.
Okay, well maybe we can see a bit of. I think we've got Le Continent lined up. There we go. So that's Le Continent. Was it important for you to have subtitles on there?
It was my idea, actually.
Yeah.
It's because I made the whole album in French, and in the booklet, I wanted people to being just able to enjoy also the text.
And so, where are you, and what time of day is it? Feels like either.
So it's in November. It's I think I got a good memory. I got a stupid memory for dates. I think it was 6th of November. In 2019, and it was a weird day because it's 7 in the morning in Richmond Park.
Hence the deer. Yeah, okay.
Hence the deers. And then you said deer or deers?
Deer.
Deer.
It's like collective.
Like sheep.
Yeah, sheep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And then the weather was supposed to be awful, but I was meant to be touring a few days after, so it was impossible to do that another day. And we had this window of lovely weather, and so before 1 hour, I swear it's true, 1 hour before arrive was pouring rain, and 1 hour after we finished, I think he filmed me for 2 hours, it was pouring rain again.
Because the light's amazing in this.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. There's a lot of water everywhere. I caught kind of cool. I was but it was worth it. Yeah.
Okay, and can we see a bit of? So the second is L'Elixir.
Yeah.
I think.
Still by Jack Baraklov.
Yeah. Let's try that one. we'll keep it going in the background anyway. Can you explain the concept? Is this in London Docklands?
Exactly.
Seems to be,
yeah. It's in Canada Water. Is that right? No. Oh, never mind. It's there.
Somewhere around there.
It's because Jack was... What I was doing? I think he was somewhere near people fishing. And and he... without the music is more funny. So yeah, he was fishing and he found himself with two old guys, like, you know, lads, like they told him like they could fish swords and guns in the river if they wanted with like magnets. So he got fascinated by that. And so yeah, when I asked him about this song, he said, "Oh yeah, let's go magnet fishing."
Okay.
Voilà.
So the end of it, you collect loads of things and then take them to the dump, or no, to the...
Say again?
Where do you take them to some kind of exchange, or?
Well, yeah, we found them in the Thames, you know.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Anyway, and that's... but it's a charming video, and that was the single version of Elixir, which you... with some different musicians, or you had more musicians?
Yeah, had music. Yeah, no, Dimi played on the first one. It's just like, because the real reason is like on the first album it's just a very stripped back version. It's because my arrangement at the time was awful, according to the guy who recorded it. He's like, "No, you can't. It's bad. It's shit. Like, really, don't do that. Like, take your guitar, do that on your own, and like that's it." And I think it was really bad. He was right. I'd love to hear the first arrangement, because I think it became like a stupid disco stuff. It almost sounded like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that. And the guy was like, "No, you can't do that. Like get off. Take your guitar. Like." And so, but I love that song, and I felt like it could be a very good single. And then we were playing with this amazing drummer, a friend called Ursula Russell. And she found this kind of jungle beat on stage, and then I just rewrote the song in English, and I just wanted to have a recording of that amazing drumming, and that's how it became a jam. And friends added up, and Dimi, and we have this friend Phil from Vanishing Twin who plays on it as well, and that's how it was made, basically.
Thank you. So we're going to wrap up shortly. Do we have any questions from any of you out there? Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this. Actually, just yeah.
You mentioned you were not doing any music 10 years ago, so I'm very curious. What were you doing? I mean, you mentioned now editing, but how did that music pop up as a singer? You know, like if you were not doing music before.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I was so to resume your question. Yeah, I started playing with people 10 years ago. Yeah, it's because I was just thinking it wasn't for me, and at some point I got frustrated, and a friend of mine in France just told me like, yeah, like if you want to play, come with me, and just it brought me on bass in kind of garage punk band at the time. And it was very nice of him, because he's a kind of like super virtuoso of his instrument, and he could have said like, there is no way I'm going to take a beginner bassist with me. And it just took me on board, and I got very lucky. And then we recorded, we did some recordings, and so I didn't play live first. I played in lots of recordings. And it's a good place to know what you're doing, because it doesn't forgive like lots of... I mean, we had the approximation aesthetics at the time, so they were like, it could work, but still had lots to learn, and that's how it happened. And then I just found out that I had maybe songs I could write as well, and just the way, like with time, and I got more self-confidence around that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? No, I think that's it. Oh, yes, okay, Solène.
Next one is the 26th of August. It's going to be in Folklore, a lovely venue in Hoxton. And we'll be playing as a mini festival.
and the lineup is yet to be confirmed, but it's going to be unmissable. And lots of other shows around that time from that same festival. It's a few Saturdays in August. It was meant to be next month, actually, but because of the restrictions, you can't really accommodate an audience like here in that venue. And then I think I have a show. There will be other shows in autumn, but they're in the pipes. I don't know exactly. I think one in November at the Shackwell Arms or something like that in London as well. Oh yeah, and a tour in March 2022 at the end of the month in the country.
Okay, well, good luck with those shows and with the third album, whenever that's
Thanks a lot.
due. Thanks again for coming here. Thank you to the band and all the guests.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to you for being here, our live audience and everybody watching at home or wherever you are on your laptops. And hopefully see you again here soon for more music. Fingers crossed. Thanks.
Thanks, David.